Hi! Some of you had asked me to make a video going over a proof that involves both GRAPS and corresponding parts in preparation with the quiz tomorrow. Here's one of those proofs. So I'll give you a minute to write down the givens, the proof, and the diagram, and then we'll go. Are you ready? I'm going to start to mark the diagram. We have angle, segment AB is congruent to segment DC. That's just a piece of each side. We also have angle EAC congruent to angle FDB. That's right here, EAC congruent to FDB. These are the corner angles. And ACE, another corner angle here. We'll put two arcs on that one. Congruent to DBF. That's this corner angle here. We're supposed to prove that, over here it asks us to prove, one second. As I was saying, we need to prove that EC is congruent to FB. That's this segment here. EC congruent to FB. Those are parts of the two triangles, which means we're going to want to prove that the two triangles are congruent and then state that EC is congruent to FB by corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. The only problem is, if we were going to try to prove these triangles congruent, we would most likely be doing angle, side, angle to angle, side, angle. But we don't have the entire side AC to the entire side DB. And that's where GRAPS comes into play. We need to build up the sides using GRAPS. So we're going to start with GRAPS, and then we'll worry about the triangles being congruent. So we're going to write our givens. Go ahead and write your givens. Givens being AB congruent to DC. And we have some angles that are congruent. EAC, FDB. One more pair of angles. ACE, DBF. Let's see if I got those right. ACE and DBF. Okay, great. So those are givens. Next step, we need reflexive. So let's go back up and look. You have it on your picture. The reflexive piece is right here. The piece that the two sides we need to build up share, BC. Let's mark that in our proof. BC is congruent to BC. Remember, GRAPS is when you want to build a side up, build something up. Number 3, GRA, is addition. When we add straight down. Remember, like when you added when you were little? You added straight down on a column. So we're going to take the AB plus the BC. It's congruent to, on the right side, DC plus BC. Let's make those segments. Make sure you include details, and that's our addition property. I'm going to abbreviate just to make this go a little faster. So I'm slow, probably slower than you on this device. Number 4, we have givens, reflexive, addition, GRAPS. P, we need a partition. Partition is where you build up the side that you need. A whole is equal to the sum of its parts. We need the entire side AC. AC is equal to AB plus BC, and the entire side BD. So AC is equal to AB plus BC. Side AC equals AB plus BC. These are segments, congruent segments. And at the same time, we have the other side we need. BD, over here, BD is congruent to BC plus CD. There we have it. That's partition. A whole is equal to the sum of its parts. Partition postulate. So you've got your G, R, A, P, and we need one more. We need the substitution. Step 5. Notice we have these two are congruent, and they are right here on the right side. Remember, in class we say if the right side's a match, then the left side's a match. So we can take these left sides as being equal. AC, or congruent in this case, is congruent to BD by substitution. That's the S for our GRAPS. All steps that we've done before. Great. So we've got our GRAPS. We just completed that. That gets us a complete side for the triangle. Now we're ready to do the next part. We're ready to talk about the two triangles being congruent. We have an angle to an angle, a complete side to a complete side, and an angle to an angle. So these two triangles are congruent by angle side angle. We have triangle ACE. That's the single tick to the double tick to no tick to DBF. ACE to DBF. That's step 6. Step 6. Is that DBF I said? ACE, DBF. You have to name them in corresponding part order, so be very careful with that. And that's by the angle, side angle, triangle congruency criteria. Almost there, folks. Step 7. We have our congruent triangles. And we're ready for the corresponding parts. We need EC to FB. Well, come down here, EC, FB. EC is congruent to FB. Those are both corresponding parts of congruent triangles. And we can then say, I will abbreviate, corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. There you have it. That was nice. 7 steps. Not so bad. Not bad at all for a proof that does involve both GRAPS, congruent triangles, and corresponding parts. Terrific. I hope that helps, and good luck getting ready for tomorrow. See you in class.